Hey YouTube, what's up? It's Bird Bob, whatever you want to call me. That was a little more Star Trek plus Superman. For some reason, I always put those together in my head, those two themes, and that's something I play when I warm up. Today's video, I guess today's second video, I already have one, if you're watching this, is about excuses. Got my script here. So, everybody uses excuses all the time. We all know what they are. It's not like they're new to us, right? It's just kind of like a fact of daily life. It's a matter of life. Matter of life and death. No, not really. But should we use excuses? This is the question. So that little thing I just played right there, just a little mashup of Star Trek and Superman. Not even written by the same guy. I don't know why I put those together in my head. That's like the Return from Krypton theme or something. I can't remember. Anyway, my excuses, and I have a whole list of them if you want to listen. Here we go. I have not played tenor trombone in a week. I have literally not played a single note until I played right there. I put this together 3 minutes ago. My mouthpiece is cool. I don't think anything is on this slide, or if it is, it hasn't been oiled in a bit. I'm pretty sure this valve is leaking right now. I have no idea if I'm in tune. You know, I'm kind of hungry right now, so I don't play very well when I'm hungry. I just played a bunch of bass drum, so my face isn't used to this mouthpiece. Any of these excuses sound maybe familiar to you? Right now, all of those excuses are completely true. I've literally not played this in a week. And it probably shows, by the way, I totally missed one of those G sharps. Where'd my phone go? There it is. But imagine I'm at a recording studio or something, and for some reason we're recording Star Trek The Next Generation and Superman at the same time, and I get called for that at the last minute. They're like, hey man, we need another tenor trombone. You're playing second trombone, so bring your tenor, bring your bass. And I'm like, oh man, I haven't played bass, or I haven't played tenor in a week. Here we go. And I go there, I show up, I have no time to warm up, and they're just like, all right, well, let's get out number 3. Let's try and get this in one take right at the top. Get the click track. Ding, ding, ding. And we have to just play. So imagine that was the scenario. And maybe I played that and I missed that G sharp, and I go, excuse me, music director, I have a bunch of excuses. I showed up a little bit late. My car wouldn't start, and I haven't played tenor trombone in a week, and like all this stuff, right? The music director's going to go, why are you telling me this? Get out, we're going to call a new guy. There's no place for excuses in that setting. There's no place for excuses in so many settings. I bring this up because I think I used to be an excuse hound. I used to use them a lot. I wouldn't play very well in wind ensemble or whatever, and I would just make excuses up for myself, not even for other people, but just for myself. I'd be like, I haven't practiced yet today. I didn't have time to warm up. Blah 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 blah. People aren't even really judging me for how I'm playing because they're probably not playing very well either. But I make up the excuses for myself, and that's not very healthy, right? What I want to do is self-examine and go, I need to do these things before I show up. I need to warm up. I need to be prepared, ready to play this music. If I'm playing that recording thing, maybe I should be playing tenor trombone every day, which I probably should. And definitely not bring up any of these maybe valid excuses to the music director. So have like this little checklist in your head. Say you really mess something up and someone comes up to you and they're like, hey man, why was this not good? Before you say anything, if you have an excuse on the tip of your tongue, think about this excuse. How does it reflect? Does it reflect on you? Entirely on you? Say the excuse is, I haven't played tenor trombone in a week. that only reflects on you. That's your fault for not playing tenor trombone for a week. There's no way around that, right? You could say, oh, I was in Antarctica and I had no trombone for a week. Yeah, maybe, but then why were you in Antarctica? Why are you doing this gig? You know, like there's that aspect of it. There's no out of your control excuse for not playing tenor trombone. I mean, the reason I haven't played it is because I had a bass gig coming up and I really just wanted to be good at bass. But I really should be playing this every day anyway. That's not even an excuse for myself as I look at my own excuse. Every once in a while there's an excuse that is completely valid. Maybe your car gets blown up by a car bomb that someone misplaced in your car instead of, like a diplomat or something. Guess what? That's probably valid. If you didn't show up to the gig, someone's like, hey man, why are you not here? And you're like, hey, my car got blown up by somebody. And they'd be like, all right, that's pretty legitimate. There are valid excuses. I'm not saying there aren't. It's just that like 99.8% of them are not going to be out of your control, and therefore they're not valid. If it comes down on you, the excuse is no longer valid. And just like, I bring this up because I teach drum corps, I teach band and stuff, and sometimes I'll give a pointer to someone like, hey, this would be a lot easier if you used more air leading to this note or whatever. And they'll be like, well, I feel kind of sick, or I'm like, no, wrong. Just do what I said. That's it. That's all you have to do. It's really simple. Don't try and make up these excuses. I hear this stuff a lot as a teacher, and it's really made me really aware of all these excuses that fly around. And almost, like 100% of the time, they just bounce off me. So I'm like, no, not valid. That's not an excuse. Why are you not practicing? Why are you not doing this thing that we've taught you for the last 2 months, etc. We just don't want to hear those excuses. What we want to hear is, oh, yeah, I'll try and fix that. I'm going to get right on it. Or, sure, I'll try that. I'll give it a shot. It's not a good thing. And like, maybe I'll have a great student, they're doing really well, and then they'll give me one of those excuses. They get rated down just a notch because they gave me this excuse. It never reflects well on you to use an excuse, especially if it just reflects on you. If you go, oh, I didn't practice, well, that makes you look like twice as worse because you didn't practice and you gave an excuse. Just instead of saying, oh, I didn't practice this, say, I need to practice this, I will be better in the future, and then actually do that. That's all it really takes. And that's something I really try to do to myself all the time. And so, since they reflect badly on you, really try and save those excuses for the rainiest of days. Like when your car gets blown up by an international terrorist trying to kill a diplomat or whatever. Really only use it for those circumstances, not the circumstances that were all entirely your fault. I've had a few cases where I'm playing a reading band, and there's one day where I didn't set an alarm and I slept through it. And I felt so bad, and I emailed the guy who runs it, and I was like, hey, it's my fault, I slept through it, it's never going to happen again. And they're like, all right, great, you're on for next week. I didn't say, I was sick, blah, 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 I didn't want to come out, and I forgot to tell you guys. No, I didn't do that. I owned up to it, and everything went great. So, don't use excuses, only use them if they're completely valid, and most of the time, they're not. See you guys next time.